Hey guys, welcome back to Critter Corner 1. This is Buttercup. Originally I thought that she was a girl, but she ended up being a boy, and I have yet to rename her, so say hi to Butters. He is, once again, just like Ursula, he is scenting me, which means that I am now his territory. Lord help me. I'm going to have a slew of possums just rushing towards my head every time they see me. Anyway, so Ursula, ow, he bit my ear. Ursula, ow, don't bite my ear, jerk. Ursula, when I took her to the vet, was 1 pound. And now Buttercup and his sister, Grumpzilla, they're both about 2.5 pounds. Buttercup is about 2 pounds. Grumpzilla is 2.5. At 3 pounds, they are eligible for release. As you can see, they get super comfortable doing their thing, and I'm not quite sure what they love about my head, but I guess it's kind of cute, huh? I mean, who knows? Could it be cute? Is it perverted? Hell if I know. Anyway, so in about another pound and a half, they're going to be released in a nature preserve near my house, which is protected, and they are going to hopefully live a long life. In the wild, when they are born, don't bite my ear. When they are born, they have a life expectancy of 1 year old. 1 year. Oh my God, he's vicious. Stop pulling my hair. In a home, a domestic situation, they have between 3 to 5 years. So their life expectancy is not a very long life expectancy at all, to say the least. However, I will say that the majority of their life will probably have been lived with me, since I've had them since they were about 70 days old. I do hope and pray that they have the best life that they could possibly have, and that they live the longest that they can. Now, as a marsupial, as I told you Ursula was, they are Virginia possums, they are marsupials, they are America's only marsupial. They give birth, and the babies climb up and go into their pouch. They give birth to about 22 babies, and only 13 can physically make it in their pouch because they only have 13 nipples. So these little guys, this little cranky butt right here, Buttercup, he is one of the lucky ones. Unfortunately, his mom did lose him very, very young, and he would not have made it had it not been for me. Hey, baby boy, don't bite me. So when I release them into the wild, I do hope that they have a very good, long life, a healthy life, and I hope that they have babies. Are you going to have babies? Are you going to have babies, Butters? Are you going to have babies? I hope you have babies, lots of babies. Carry on your legacy, because these little guys are super sweet. And a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about possums. So, to set the record straight, possums are 8 times less likely to contract rabies from anything, any animal, any insect, ticks, whatever. 8 times less likely to have rabies than any other outside wild animal. And that is because of the fact that they have a lower body temperature. Their temperature registers about 5 to 10 degrees lower than the other animals outside, which is why they do not have rabies, because their body temperature does not allow rabies to actually live in their system. So if you see a possum, especially an adult possum, outside during the day, don't think it's rabid. Just realize it probably has babies, and they want to feed them, and they're trying to get food to take home to the babies. If it wasn't for the fact that the moms have to scrounge and savage everything that they possibly can to feed these babies, they would never ever be outside during the day. They are nocturnal. Their eyes, they have great eyesight, actually. A lot of people think that possums are blind. The problem with that is that their eyes are not blind. They are not blind at all. What happens is when they're born, because they are nocturnal, they're, ow, stop it, jerk. Their their eyes are completely dilated, 100% dilated from the time that they wake up until the time that they go to bed. So with dilated pupils, they can see perfectly at night in the dark, but during the day they do not see that well, because just like you and I, when we go to the eye doctor and we have our eyes dilated, we do not see that well during the daytime, and actually the light is very bright. So when you see a possum on the side of the road and they freeze in your headlights, that's because your lights startle them and they make it very, very hard for them to see. He's biting my ear. In any case, so try to drive slow. Do not try to harm or run these little guys over. They're really not vicious and wild maniac animals. They do not have rabies. All they want to do is live a very good, happy, healthy life for the longest lifespan that they possibly can have. They want to feed their babies, and they want to go home to the little huts that they have, that they build. A lot of times, possums will just find holes and live in it for a couple nights, and then they move on because something else actually lives there. They do not always dig their own burrows. So if you see a possum under your shed, if you see a possum trying to get under your house or dig under a dog house or even live in a dog house, don't fear them. There's no reason to be afraid of them. They're not going to harm anybody. As you can see, this is a wild possum right here. It's sitting on my head. Yes, I've had it since it was a baby, 70 days old. But that doesn't mean that it's a domesticated animal, because not in any case would this animal ever be domesticated. He is 100% in touch with his wild instincts. He loves to hunt. I do apologize that he's showing you his undercarriage. Not sure how to block that out, but yes, that is a boy, in case you had any questions. If you do see or have any possums in your yard, or if you see them running around, let them just do their thing. There's no reason to fear them, because they are not going to hurt anybody. They are not going to do anything they shouldn't. All they want to do is eat and go home to their family, and then they go to sleep during the day. Possums are only awake for 4 hours a night. 4 hours a night. Can you imagine sleeping all day and only being awake 4 hours? I mean, I don't know how well... Yeah, he's hungry, I guess. I don't know how well rested anybody would be, but at 4 hours a night, I think I might be considered a zombie. I don't know. I'm not sure. In any case, this vicious little beast right here that everybody's so afraid of, because, oh my gosh, they're creepy looking, and oh my gosh, they have rabies, and oh my gosh, they're disgusting. Well, no, they're hella cute. They don't have rabies. They're not disgusting. All they're trying to do is make do with their lives, which is very short, and that is very sad. Now, if I can say anything about these guys, they are they are really very friendly. They act big, they act mean, they open their mouths, they act like they're going to bite you, but to be honest, they're not going to bite you. Could they bite you? Sure. Do they have big teeth when they're older? Sure. They have 50 teeth when they're fully grown. 50 big teeth. And could that hurt if it bit you? Sure, absolutely. Should anybody who's not trained with wildlife or a trained professional rescue or rehabilitator, should they touch them? Absolutely not. Because these teeth could really bite you and hurt you and harm you. But at the end of the day, they're not trying to hurt you. They just are trying to make sure that they're okay. When it comes to the life of a possum, everything in nature, whether it's a dog, a cat, a bird, everything is their predator. So they have to act big and mean and tough and scary, but they're not. They're really just sweet, soft, big for nothings. They have all these big teeth and they don't even know what to do with them. Hi, baby. just be nice to your neighborhood possums. Don't run them over. Don't be assholes. Don't do things that you shouldn't do, that you wouldn't want somebody to do to your dog or your cat. These little guys just want the best chance of life, and that's all I try to give them. As a permitted and licensed rehabber and rescuer, I try to give everybody their best chance at life, and these little guys have had a great start to a really good life.
No way.
So when I release them, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna, check on them and see if I can find them. And I'm sure I won't, because they go their own ways and do their own things. After a female gets pregnant, the male kind of scampers off, one night stand. What can you do about it? You can't even fix that in the human kingdom, let alone the animal kingdom. The woman possum, the female, will continue to be pregnant, give birth. She'll lose half her babies. The remainder of the babies, the 13, will go into her pouch, and they will stay there until there is absolutely no room at all for them to live in that pouch. And then they will ride on her back. Just picture being a mom and having 13 babies ride on your back until they're about 3 pounds. That's kind of heavy. I mean, I wouldn't love it. But it happens. If a mom does drop a baby, 90% of the time they have no idea they even dropped that baby. So if you do see a baby that's dropped and you're able to get it into a box, put it with some towels and blankets, keep it warm, and call a vet, call your local rescue, call your local rehabber, call anybody you can that can help those babies, because at the end of the day, the life of that baby relies on you. And if you found it, it's your responsibility to make sure it's safe and it's healthy and it gets into the right hands. A lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just take it in and take care of it. But if you don't know what you're doing, then you're not going to take care of it, and those babies are not going to live. And those babies really need to be given to the proper person, and they need to be given to somebody responsible that knows what they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, please don't try to be hero. You're not Superman. It just doesn't happen like that. If you have no clue what the heck's going on in life with these little guys, you're not going to help them. All you're going to do is hurt them. So, and that goes with everything. It goes with raccoons, it goes with snakes, it goes with bats, it goes with fox, it goes with everything. Everything in the wild, if you do not know what the hell you're doing, please help it. Grab the baby if it's alone and it needs help. Take it, call a vet, call the rescue that's local to you, call anybody you can to help it. If you're in my area, call me. I'll be more than happy to grab those babies from you and make sure that they get the best chance they can. But if you have no experience, please do that for me. Just call somebody to help them, because if you're not going to be able to help them, all you're going to do is hurt them. So this is Buttercup, and he is eating my ponytail right now. And I'm going to let him down, and I'm going to go find Grumpzilla, and she is going to crawl all over me for a little bit, and we're going to hang out and have a little good time, and, that'll be that. Everything was fine with Ursula's checkup. There was no issues as far as weight or parasites or anything was concerned. And none of these little guys have any issues, because they've all been to the vet and they've all been checked out. So they're all healthy and ready to go. And at 3 pounds, over 13 inches long, all I can say is I love you and I did my best, and I hope that you have a great life. So if you have not liked and subscribed, please do. Feel free to comment. And this is Buttercup showing you his butt and saying goodbye. Y'all have a great night.
Oh no.